The diagnosis for Alzheimer's was obviously a shock. I think it is to everybody. But I seem to have taken it in my stride, and I feel that I've coped with it very well. I have a lovely wife that looks after me, and I try to look after her. But we had a very philosophical view of how this is going to affect us, and that is it's not, as far as I am concerned. I always think of her because obviously she will be probably the carer in the future, but so far I'm very privileged that I can still do a lot of the things that I still want to do.
I noticed a complete change in Graham's character, everything, and I just put it down to, well, he's got nothing to do now and he's probably exhausted. So as you do when you move to properties and you have to go to a new doctor's, you go for like a medical. So when he went to have his medical, I said, why are you there? Tell him about your memory. I said, because it is dreadful. And his tiredness, totally, absolutely fatigued, dreadful. He'd sleep all day if I let him really. And then when he was actually diagnosed, I was amazed how Graham had actually took it so nonchalant, as if it didn't matter. It was hit me like a ton of bricks. And I said, Graham, do you realise what you've just been told? And he said, yes. He said, come on, let's get on and do some shopping. Well, I just couldn't function. Dreadful. I felt as though the whole world had just sort of like dropped beneath my feet, really. And then everything we'd worked for was going to be finished. And it's a little bit short-sighted, really, because these things take time. But to me at that time, it was like somebody had put a stop on it there and then. I mean, Graham has always been he likes to be the man of the house, to take charge of everything, which I think it's good that he does. Certain times that he makes decisions that aren't always right, but we talk them through. I might not be right, he might not be right, but we always come to an agreement on it, which is great. And I allow that to happen because you can't take everything away from a person. And I think for a man's point of view, he's still got to feel that he's in control of the family. Not necessarily everybody understands it, because I personally think you don't understand it till you actually live with somebody with Alzheimer's. Because if you see Graham on the outside, he looks perfectly fine, which he is. But it's the little things behind the scenes that, that he falls on, really.
We are all different, and it does affect us in different ways. So I just want to sort of make sure that in my particular situation, I have the ability to be able to still be the stupid idiot that I am, and to my grandchildren and so on, but also make sure that I have a positive approach to things, and positivity is my biggest forward-thinking approach.
Graham is all for helping other people. And by doing this research, that is clinical research that he's been actively involved in, he feels as though he's helping other people. He's always said he probably won't do nothing for me at all, but it will help other people in the future, and we hope it does. And he's a bit like that. He's not a selfish person at all. And whatever he can do to help other people, he will. And this is his way of trying to do it. And I think it's fabulous for him.
I think research is the way forward, because we are not going to gain and learn unless we have information coming from other people. And that means everybody. And I think the hope that we look at modernism today. We are looking at absolutely pushing the boundaries now, and we're not that far off finding a cure.